There's a group on Facebook called View from My Window, which was started early in COVID, I think. And when I woke up this morning and looked out the window, my view is of the top of the wisteria. It's really quite, under here it looks a bit thin, but actually above it's quite lush, and I look out over the Campsis here and these trees, and I thought how lucky I am to wake up and look at this greenery. And I know that being able to be out in nature or looking at nature is really good for your mental health. And it got me thinking about what view do you have from your window. I realised that I suppose we all make assumptions that people are, you know, looking at something nice and enjoying their view, and they may not be. And I often say that we're lucky, and Mark says we're not lucky. It's choices we made, and you know, we worked hard, and but part of me thinks, well, but some of that is luck. I know it was for me. There was no great plan. I didn't have a great plan about what I wanted to do. Life evolved, and I ended up where I ended up, and I don't think, yeah. So I think I'm really lucky. But yeah, what view have you got? I feel really, I'm going to say lucky again, but you know, this is amazing to wake up to. And I wake up every morning and I look out the window and I look and see what's the weather doing. Is it wet? I can normally tell from, because I can see the road just the other side of the gate there. I can see the road, and you know, you can tell whether it's wet or, I mean, obviously it's raining. I can see if it's raining. And is it cloudy? What's the sky like? Is it windy? Are my rags, somebody called them rags or cloths or something, are my rags flying? Yeah, so I get to have a look and see what the day brings. And today, at the moment, I think it's about, I don't know, just after 9. I've already had one coffee. I'm making more coffee. It's really lovely. It's pleasant. It's cool. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be 29, and with the breeze, it's going to feel a bit hotter later on this afternoon. But at the moment, it's really pleasant. Got the doors open, got the windows open, letting the air flow through. So yeah, what is the view from your window? I've also been wondering, I wonder what these years will be called. Are we still in the COVID years? I mean, COVID's still around, it's not gone away, but it's, I think it's subdued at the moment, somewhat. Will these still be the COVID years, or are we moving into, I mean, we're definitely moving into something else. You know, this winter, we're definitely moving into something else. And somebody a couple of times has said, you know, have you seen this? Have you seen the energy caps? La, la, la. And I have. And I'm horrified. And at the same time, I'm trying not to vlog about what's going on in the UK, because it's not really my place to. I don't live there. And it's all very well, you know, me vlogging about it and being angry about Johnson and angry about Liz Truss and all of those trying to climb the greasy pole to the top. It's not even a greasy pole, is it? That's not where I live. That's not my government, and that's not what I'm facing. And I don't feel that I should be commentating quite so much. But yes, I have seen what's going on. I do see what's going on. And it's horrific. And I'm wondering, how will it be measured? You know, how will the extra deaths this winter be measured? How will the stats be manipulated so that nobody sees? How will the suicide stats be manipulated so that nobody sees how many desperate people have just decided they can't cope any longer. You know, how will the homeless be counted? I can't remember it now in my head. But there was a way of counting homeless at some point that helped manipulate the stats. You know, the Trussell Trust will continue to publish its figures, and I remember some years ago that they published figures, and that was poo-pooed by the government, and they got told off, and you know, that they're told that their figures were wrong, and so they'll publish their figures. But the problem is, when we look at stats and we look at figures and we look at how many suicides there were, how many homeless people, how many people died of hypothermia and hunger on the streets, it's happened. You know, it's all very well talking about that, but what's going to be done proactively to prevent that? What's going to happen to prevent people dying of hunger, committing suicide, dying of hypothermia? What's being done? Fuck all. Yeah, so what will these years be called? I know some people will call them the years of the Great Reset, and there is a reset happening. I agree, but I don't think it's being conspired to happen. I think it's happening. It's happening. Nobody conspired to make it happen. It's just a load of shit is coming together to create situations that will kill people. Yeah, so will it be the years of the Great Reset? The years of the Great Truss? Talking about the UK again, Michael Lambert did a very good vlog yesterday, where the title of the vlog was going to be about, you know, the Liz Truss, the puppet of the right, but actually he really went for some other politicians very quietly. I mean, people said they can't hear him. He does at times he mumbles. He doesn't enunciate his words, and also he was crackling paper over the microphone, so at times it was difficult, you know. But good God, he went for some politicians, especially the new Chancellor of the Exchequer. Really, really worth listening to. If you're in the UK, I shouldn't be watching or listening because I'm not in the UK, but I did. So I'm about to have my second cup of coffee, and we've run out of chicken food, and that Mark found in the utility room that we'd still got half a sack of chick crumb. So tonight when we go down and put them away, they can have chick crumb, which will be fine. It's just a finer, well, it hasn't got the same amount of, it's got different nutrients in it, because obviously chicks don't need to be fed food that's going to make them lay eggs. But for one night it'll be fine, and then we'll go down to Alliance Pastorale tomorrow and buy a big sack of Pondeurs. But for now, we don't have to go out and buy any more chicken food. And yeah, there was some 3 people walking past earlier when I was sitting at my desk, and I've got my window open so I can hear people walking up, and they stand outside looking in. It's like I think we're a bit of a, I don't know. You know, often when the randonneurs go up, they look in, and I'm not sure if they're looking at the wall, and whether they know the story behind the wall. I think the people standing out there today, one of them is Conjoint. Is it Conjoint Mayor? I think that was him, and I think they stood there for a while, and he was obviously telling them something. So maybe he was telling them a story of the wall. It sounds so baleful, doesn't it? It does sound really sad. Poor thing. I unpublished the video that I made, the vlog I made about our problems with our neighbour, because back before I went off to the UK, there'd been I'd got into a bit of an argument with somebody on one of the vlogs, and ultimately blocked him and two others. But it looked like somebody had been watching who is local, and said that I was telling lies about Scroat. So I thought, I'm going to unpublish that. So I unpublished it because I thought, you know, I don't want any trouble. I wasn't telling lies, by the way. I'm not really a very good liar, so I wasn't telling lies. But what I republished, so I took some stuff off before we left because I felt a bit like, you know, our security was at risk a little bit. I unpublished some vlogs that probably showed where we live, and but I republished last night, and I've put a link in the vlog that you received this morning. I republished the drone vlog that Phil did when he was here in May, and it was so green. I mean, it's still green, but I'd be interested to see what it looks like now if he went up and did a vlog now. So yeah, it was really lovely to see it, and it was really lovely to see my granddaughter in her garden. And not that you can see, you know, just a tiny bit of her, the little pinprick in the bottom of the vlog, but it was really lovely to see it. So I republished it, and I've linked to it in the video that you got this morning. So yeah, yeah. So I got a bit careful because we were about to go away. And there's still some that I've unpublished because they do sort of show where we live, and I felt threatened for a bit. And I think probably that was probably me feeling more threatened than I really was being, but I am ultra cautious about stuff like that. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going back in to have my second cup of coffee, and I hope you all have a nice day, evening, morning, lunch, dinner. And I'd be interested to hear, what's the view from your window?